This is Minister Brinkley here one more time. Excuse my hair. This video right here is going to be really quick, but I just wanted to briefly go over progressions with you guys. So if you guys don't know about progressions or you're not really familiar with it, hopefully you'll be able to understand progressions a little bit better and be able to implement those in your church services. So without further ado, let's get on into it. All right. So progressions is one of those things. It's basically just moving within a scale in a melodic way pertaining to the song that's being sung. So each song is going to have a different progression. Different genres of music has different progressions. You have just basically different movements. So we're going to be in the key of E flat. So in the key of E flat, you have 3 flats. The rest of this is white notes. So the flat notes are going to be the black keys. And the regular notes are going to be the white keys. So you have E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, and then of course back to the 1 or the 8, which is E flat. Now, I noticed I said the 1 or the 8. So there's 7 notes in a major scale. You'll hear people say there's 8 notes in a major scale. Yes, there is, but the 1 and the 8 are the same notes. So think of it more as numbers. So the entire scale, instead of saying the note names of each note in the scale, just say the number. The first note, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then of course you have the 8th or the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Simple enough. So with knowing that, a progression operates using those numbers, knowing what pattern to follow to get you through the song. Some songs have multiple patterns within the song. Some songs follow the same pattern the entire time. So if you're familiar with the Guitar Tabs video, if you haven't seen that one already, I would encourage you to go back and watch that video as well. But if you have, that's fine. We're going to use that same song, which is Waymaker. So I'm pretty sure you've heard the song. You are here, moving in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, moving in this place. I worship you. I worship you. So, what's the progression of this song? Well, it's really simple. It goes, you are here for moving in this place. 1. I worship you. 5. I worship you. 6. So when you're playing throughout that entire song, it's literally 4, 1, 5, 6. So you just flow through that, and that's all it is. Now, in its most simplest form, you are here for moving in this place. 1, I worship you. 5, I worship you. 6. Very simple progression. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Then you used to have other versions, even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. So you have the entire song that just runs off that one progression. Now, the fanciness that you hear, that's all just filling in those gaps in between the notes. You don't have to do that. I always say the same thing, less is more. Simple is better. If you can play it in its most simplest form, that leaves room to be able to do all of the extra if you know how to do it, but learn it in the simplest form. You'll be surprised on how much you play the song in its most basic form that it sounds better in most circumstances. Now, of course, what am I not saying? I'm not saying if you know how to do this, if you can do that, do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're confident in doing that and you know how to do it, do it. But if you're learning, don't try to focus on trying to do the, you don't have to learn how to do all of that at first. Don't. It'll actually hinder you later on because you need to know it in its basic form. let that come when the time comes, but learn in its most basic form first. So different progressions for different songs. You have multiple different types of progressions. So that one specifically was a 4-1-5-6 progression. Many different styles of worship music operate off of different progressions. You have you have a 1-2-3-4 progression. You know what I'm saying? How does that song go? It goes, grateful. That was the word. I am grateful for the thing. No, grateful for the thing. I am grateful for the things that you have done. Yes, I'm grateful for the victories we've won. I could go. That's another progression. Now that song operates and has different progressions in the song, but that's just an example. You have another song like you have. So that one is, this is a worship song called Oceans, and it's actually based off of a minor scale. But don't worry about that. I'm going to tell you how to play this in a major scale so you can understand that. So to think about this in a major scale, it's going to go 6, 7, 1, right? Then you're going to go 4, 5, 6. You called me out upon the water, the great unknown. No, the great unknown. 5, my feet may fail. 4, 6, 7, 1. 5, 4, 5, 4, and I will call one upon your name. 5. Keep my eyes above the waves. So that's another progression within the same song. So think about it. You have 6, 7, 1. Then you go 5, 4, 5, and then you start back over. 6, right? And then you jump from that to a 4, 1, 5. So that's another progression within the same song. Another example of a progression would be what's the song we sing fairly frequently? Well, for praise and worship. Let's say praise and worship. You have your So you have a lot of things going on right there. And it can be very overwhelming, as it was for me when I was first learning. But the basics of it is this. When you're hearing all of that, right? Before we move to that, all of this, right before we move to that, that's all the one. So you can literally do... You can do that the entire time, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're on an organ, if I were to change it to an organ, I don't have a really good sounding organ on here, but you can kind of hear it just to kind of get the concept of it. So if I were to go to the organ sound, you can sit there. Right? So all you're doing is playing the one. right? Then you go to the 4, right? Then it goes to the 3, so you'll hear that. That's just chromatic. 5, flat 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, right? No, I'm sorry. Now, a lot of different people have different ways of playing. I'm trying to show you a general basic way, but each song is going to be different. Some songs are different. But then, you go to the, or you can go, there's like different movements. So the best thing pretty much for learning praise and worship, this is kind of a sidebar, to learn the praise and worship is learn the movements or the progressions of each section in praise and worship. Because when it all comes together, you're just putting all of those key sections together. So think about it. You have that. That's the 1 to the 4. Back to the 1. 5, right? Or you can go, the way I would play it is 5, 3, 6. 5, 6, 2, 5, 1. Right? So 5, 6, 2, 5, 1. Then you have 3, 4, flat 5, 5. Right? Then it starts back over. Right? Now, you have other songs, you have different movements. So that movement, the 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, back and forth. That's like what we do during the praise, 4, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. So you have that movement right there. Now you have the movement, which is the turnaround. So, you have the 5, 6, 2, 5, 1, ba, 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 right? Then it starts back over. Da, 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 da. Right? You have the that's kind of a modified 7-3-6. What it is that I'm kind of playing a 5, and then so I'm playing a B flat in the right hand over the B flat in the left hand, right? And we're gonna keep E flat. Then I'll go to the drop down to the 3 in the left hand, and I'll bring that B flat. I'll bring it up to a B. So I'm playing what chord is this? I'm playing in my right hand. I have B, D, and what is that? F, right? But of course, it's right. It's like a F, B, D in my right hand over the 3. So you hear and then then my right hand goes from that to a C minor first inversion, which basically just means that the C is in the middle, right? So you have on your right hand, you have a G, C, E flat, and then I play that over a C. So altogether, it's gonna sound like, right? And then you come back with the turnaround. Or, right? Or, depending on what the song is calling for. What else? So then you have all these different movements. So you're like, okay, I got this. I got, you got that. You got the whole, and that's even another thing. The bass run in your left hand. To learn the bass run of every note, it doesn't matter what key you're in. Of every key, the easiest way to learn the bass run is you find the 1 and you find the 4. You play the 3 notes before you hit the 1, and then you play the 3 notes chromatically before you hit the 4. So you have the 1 is E flat, the 3 notes before it is C, C sharp, D, E flat, right? Then you go to the 4, which is A flat, and then the 3 in front of that is going to be F, F sharp, G, and then G sharp or A flat. So all together it'll sound like don't that 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 1 4 1 4, right? If I was in the key of C sharp, right, then the 3 notes in front of, well, you know, we know C sharp is the 1 and F sharp is the 4. So the 3 notes in front of the 1, which is B flat, B, C, C sharp, and the 3 notes in front of the 4, which is in front of F sharp, is going to be E flat, E, F, and F sharp. So all together it's going to sound. And then I'll make another video getting into different types of bass runs, but that's just your basic form, which is called the ascending bass run. But so that's how you'll find your bass run in each note. I know this video is probably all over the place, but it's, you know, we'll work on other stuff in particular. But this is just some of the stuff that I usually hear from other people that have you know, may not know what to ask. So when it comes down to progressions, you learn all of these different movements, these different progressions. And when it all comes together during the service, you kind of put them in where they fit. Now, the best thing to do is when you're at home, not during the service, because you don't practice during the service, but when you're at home, you kind of sit down and you get yourself a keyboard if you don't already have one, and you sit down and you just play along with whoever's singing. Record service one day and play along with them. Put it in your headphones. Figure out a way that you can get the sound running through something to be able to reach your headphones, and you can also hear yourself playing at the same time. If you have any questions on what to get, I can make some recommendations. But most importantly, you want to sit there. If they're singing, I know God is a good God. Yes, He is. I know God is a good God. Yes, He is. I know God is a good God. Yes, He is. Oh, Lord. Yes, He is. Oh, yes, He. Oh, yes, He is. 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 We might go. Yes, He is. 5. Yes, He is. 4. Yes, He is. And what that was is literally all it is just a slow version of the bass run. So you start at the of a different bass run, but it is technically a bass run. So you got the 1, then you start at the 3, 4, flat 5, 5, then you go 6, right? 6, flat 7, 7, 1. If that doesn't make any sense to you, I also say it with notes. So you go E flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, right? Then you go C, C sharp. And I know my terminology is off, but just bear with me. Then you have D, and then E flat. So all of this, I do all of this to say this. Learn everything as basic as you can, because the more basic stuff you have and you put all that basic together, it sounds good. Any professional drummer, if you listen to a professional drummer, they play really simple. They play really disciplined. Every professional keyboardist, you'll listen to them, you know, pertaining to the genre. They'll play in the most disciplined form pertaining to that genre. You know, so you, as a musician, it's our job to be 1, disciplined, and 2, to be knowledgeable and skillful. But, well, I say it's our job, starting from the 3rd, to be knowledge and skillful. Number 2 is to be disciplined, and number 1 is to be anointed. So that's the most important thing. So I hope this video helped you guys out in one way, form, or fashion. I just got off work, that's why I still got my clothes on. But I wanted to get this video out real quick and let you guys know that if you have anything that you want to ask, or if you want a video made about something, I promise you, I will get it out there. If it's something that you guys need, or if you guys don't understand completely about, whatever it is, I will get the video out there. And trust me, I have a lot of stuff that I'm getting ready to put out. Videos will start coming. Of course, we've had a lot of stuff going on with COVID and stuff like that, but I'm actually getting back onto the ball to get things made. So I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Share this channel. Get this channel out. It doesn't matter if they're in the Gulf Coast or not, because it doesn't matter if they're in the Church of Living God or not, because the goal of this is to unify us as musicians, to get us together. And feel free to let me know if you have a video that you want to upload to this channel as well. Feel free to make that video. If you want me to edit it, I can edit it. Just tell me how you want it to be. As long as it's information that is clear and precise and people can understand it and we can learn from it, we are all learning together. We are all building together and we are all a part of one body. So feel free to let me know. And I can, get the video. If you haven't edited it already, I can edit it for you and then I'll upload it to the channel. But God bless you all. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless you, and bye-bye.